for me, back then, sprint car guys, their goal was to get to Indy 500.
Yeah.
My goal was to get to Knoxville. When Cappy finally gave me the call, I think he got tired of me bugging him and said, I'll just give him the job. I'm tired of him every year, but this was my 500. Why would you want to go anywhere else?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Knoxville Night in America!
Welcome back to Knoxville Nights, presented by Jetco. I'm Josh Gerlach, joined by Blake Walker. No Cade Hig Day tonight. He is pulling an Aaron Reitzel and making money because the rain's coming, so he's getting the mow jobs done. But missing him. He did show up last week, so, once a month, gonna have to...
The quota is met.
I guess. Yeah,
Quota
right.
has been met.
But no, it was cool. We caught up with my grandpa Jack Herwehe for Legends Night. We all three were able to make that, so that made me happy. Yep. Had a lot of fun doing that. Make sure you guys, if you're watching on the YouTubes, you can also watch on Dirt Vision with a free account. If you're on Dirt Vision, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because we put out a lot of content here. We're gonna it's picking up, Blake. We were joking, I think, off air over the week last week that it's not slowing down anytime soon. Yeah. So got behind the scenes vlogs, we got onboard cameras throughout the night, reels, shorts, whatever. So YouTube, Dirt Vision, watch wherever. We got a lot of content coming. You can also hit like and subscribe on the videos and everything, and hit 5 stars. 5 of them, Blake. 5 stars, not the 1. Cancel the 1 out.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the podcast places. So make sure you listen there as well. And we're not repping tonight, but you can go to shoptrackthreads.com. We have merchandise. It sounds like it's getting pretty hard to grab us at the Track Threads trailer at Knoxville. It's a good problem.
They're not going to be like gone forever. They're going to keep restocking. No. But if you want some, you better get some. And that's for everybody that's coming to the Outlaws weekend here this week for the Premier Chevy Dealers Clash. We're going to have all the shirts there. Everything's going to be at the Track Threads trailer. Maybe not hats. We're sold out of hats. But we'd love it if you picked up a Knoxville Night shirt or our Knoxville Night in America shirts.
I saw a few of those in the wild this weekend.
I know. I did too.
People were asking about the red ones.
That was... I signed an autograph in the bathroom. That's how crazy it's getting.
With clean hands. You were washing your hands. Good on you. Make sure you wash your hands, people.
Yeah.
I don't think that we missed any big news or anything over the week. If we did, make sure you drop that in the comments. And also, just leave us stuff in the comments. It helps with engagement and all that stuff. And we want to hear from you. I do miss that about our lives. We might need to start introducing some live videos because I do miss that from the off season when we get people interacting with us. But mention Legends Night, Blake. It was very cool. I want to shout out everybody that was involved with the Knoxville Raceway, everybody involved with Legends Night. I thought that was very cool.
Yes.
I did not get to catch up with David Hessmer, but I did talk to Randy Smith and my grandpa, and they felt the love. They really very much enjoyed what they did, the racetrack and everybody around did for them, and I love it. I hope and I imagine that this is going to be something that continues. Real quick, mention them, David Hessmer, if you did not hear his full repertoire or accomplishments. He is the all-time 60 wins with the 360 Randall Roofing 360s at Knoxville. That is the all-time record holder right now. It's getting kind of close. We'll talk about him. 4-time 360 track champion, 2-time 360 Nationals champion, and he is in the class of 2006 for the Knoxville Raceway Hall of Fame. Randy Smith is a 6-time 410 track champion, 35 career 410 feature wins. He did win the Masters Classic, if you remember that. That was a cool event back in the day, in 2008. And he was in the class of 1998 for the Knoxville Raceway Hall of Fame. And my grandpa, 17 years, an announcer down there, Jack Herwehe, he was Hall of Fame class of 2003, and we will catch up with him at the end, Blake. That meant a lot. I'm glad glad that we all three were able to do that. It was very cool. It meant a lot to me and my family.
Yeah, it was. The only thing I got to fix on that whole thing, David Hessmer is a 65-time winner in the 360s at Knoxville.
Correct me. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
65.
Give him
I'm
5
sorry,
more.
David.
Give him a couple more.
I'm sorry.
65-time winner. Yeah, it was awesome honoring those guys. The introduction in Victory Lane. Jack getting to interview Brian Brown. I thought that was awesome.
So
the
cool.
quick time interview. They all got to wave green flags for the pro sprints, 360s and 410s. And then it was really got to hand the trophies off. Really cool between Hesmer and Clint Garner. So really neat. Really fun night.
Threw a black flag too. Randy Smith,
Yeah,
black flag team.
Pointed at Terry McCarl. Terry McCarl technically got black flag before his heat race started, but it was awesome. It was really cool to see all the throwback shirts. I saw a couple of those. Hopefully, as the years go on, this just becomes bigger. Like I want to see lean more into the throwback. Like let's bring out throwback wraps. Let's go all out. Let's make this a throwback night. Us on the staff, let's wear more throwback stuff. I just
Get
think
the white pants from back in the day, Blake.
It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool just to kind of lean into it a little bit more. And this was the first time we've tried it. You're going to see it again next year, and we bring in a couple more. I mean, I think there are guys still out there that we can honor, and there's still a lot to be had.
There's a rich history in Knoxville. We're blessed with that.
Yeah,
I like that we started this.
We still will have a Legends night in August 1st, the Lazowski Tribute Night. Buckle up because there's going to be some really cool things there for the Lazowski family. So, that'll be cool as well. But, yeah, really awesome, cool night that we were able to honor those three. And the racing was great to follow if you want to get started here. Our Raceway Tire and Exhaust Pro Sprints, their first official night as the Raceway Tire and Exhaust Pro Sprints, because when we tried to go green a couple weeks ago with them, they were not able to get it in. It rained, and that was it. But Luke Leighton, who ironically was the one that wrecked before we got the rain a couple weeks ago. He was quickest in qualifying. Clayton Vanderplug was second. Brody Johnson, Jake Kinder, and Matthew Stelzer. Devin Klein was able to take heat race number 1. Jake Kinder was able to take heat race number 2. You might be wondering where in the world was Matt Allen. Well, I don't know. I was going to text Matt today, but it sure sounds like Matt has sold all of his stuff, and I think he's set off into the sunset. I mean, that's just kind of how
I got fired out of my test drive before I could even get in it. This is we mutually parted ways. It sounds
mutually parted ways. You never know. Maybe he hung on to something, but I didn't even think about that. Josh ain't gonna be able to drive a car now.
Oh, we got things in the works already, Blake.
Are you gonna hop on a 360?
We might. I might fire Cades off. We're gonna see. I'm no Ace Bodenhammer that can just hop in a 410 sprint car and race around in a high limit race. But I digress. No, we'll see. We got some stuff. I've talked to a couple guys at 305. We'll figure something out.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. We wish the best for Matt. Obviously, a successful career, a couple wins at Knoxville, so really cool.
We'll see if he listens or watches, if he texts us about this.
I know. He could be like, where did you guys hear that?
Fake news.
But the feature was really fun. Clayton Vanderplug, young Clayton Vanderplug, who was 16 years old. He was a multi-time Sprint Kings winner. This was his first time being able to race at Knoxville. I think there was high expectations for him. I had heard good things about him. I was talking to the team, the family, before the race, and they were pretty excited, getting all the sponsors and whatnot. For someone that young coming in, I was like, I didn't really expect much. I was like, come in, get his feet underneath him, kind of just hang back a little bit. No, he didn't hang back. He was absolutely on it. That first heat race, he had that contact with Carter Hansen. Carter was kind of on the brake going into the corner, so he jumped up over his right rear. The right rear just popped. Don't really see that very often when a tire jumps over another tire, just flat out blew. So Clayton then had to deal with a damaged top wing, quite damaged top wing. So they already went through one top wing. And then the feature, it was him and Luke Leighton starting on the front row, and Clayton was able to hold Luke at bay for most of the race, and then the track really, really slicked off. And Jay Kinder came out of nowhere, as he's done every single time. That car just hooked up. He said that he changed his mindset. He said he was trying too hard, and then he finally settled back in and got around Clayton with a couple laps to go. So Jay Kinder gets the win, 3 for 3 on the year. He's now tied with Devin Klein for second all-time in pro sprint victories with 16. But the story of the night was Clayton Vanderplug. I was very impressed. I don't know if he would have been the youngest to ever win a pro sprint, because Carson McCarl turned 16 and literally won like a couple days after when he was able to race. Yeah. So
I don't know his birthday. I know he's a fresh 16 also.
Yeah, so I mean, it would have been close. I think you said, I think Carson's was in fact on his birthday, but still, kid's good. Surprised me.
Man.
And he was super nice after the race.
We were pumping the tires. He was super nice before the race. He's a good kid. And for anybody, if you've been coming around Knoxville for a long time, Eric Vanderplug is his dad. So
one-time winner
familiar
at Knoxville
with Eric racing.
Yep.
Yep. And his dad was a nervous wreck down there, Blake.
I can't imagine.
He was coming over to see Cade a few different times, and Josh, Josh Higday, because they raced, against each other and together as well. And it was pretty funny. I had heard that Clayton was like, "Dad, I'm good, but you're starting to make me nervous." So, no, super cool. That would have been an awesome moment for all those guys if they were able to close it out. But still, I mean, it's super impressive. He's got it, man. Like, he is cool as a cucumber, and he's going to be winning here soon, man. I totally think so.
He told me, he was like, I was just running the bottom. It was like iRacing. He's like, this is great.
So, yeah.
I was like, that's crazy, because when I drove the car a couple weeks ago, I thought there was no correlation between that and iRace.
And you got some experience about how fast the wall comes up.
I went faster than the entire field
the
did last night. Yes. The lap time, the best lap time in last night's race. Granted, it was a slicked off racetrack. Still, I was faster than the rest of that field. But
details.
Still awesome. He's my standout by far.
Yeah, for sure.
It was good to see Clayton run well, and Jay just took it for him at the end. He is now 1 away from tying Matthew Stelzer for first all time, and then 2 away. He's going to get there. I mean,
it's going to happen by the end of the year.
Yeah, it's going to happen. And what a moment it's going to be for Jay Kenner to officially sit at the top.
For sure. And where did he started?
Started 5th.
Yeah, we're good. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was going to go somewhere and we didn't have that
mind.
pop up. Ignore me.
Yeah.
Randall
Invert
Roofing
was-
360s.
Yeah, Invert was 8. Randall Roofing 360s. Yep, 37 total cars. I don't think that's right. Is that right?
I think so.
I thought there was only 35.
Well, you know what, Blake?
Well, Matt Jewell threw me off because Matt Jewell was not on my list, and then he just didn't go to the shed to get his
35.
transponder. 35.
It was
Matt Jewell rolls out on the racetrack for hot laps. I'm like, well, first of all, I thought that was a 410, and then I'm like, what is Matt Jewell doing here? He ran well, by the way. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But
He did.
JJ
Got
Hickle,
some new help too.
Yeah, he did. JJ Hickle was quickest in qualifying flight A. Cade was fast, but JJ went out late and got him. Justin Henderson was third. Just kind of a weird night. Justin Henderson did double duty. I'm not complaining. It was just, I think they might be testing a couple things. They're smart. They know about that big $30,000 to win race in July, and I think they got good chances.
They will be a threat for sure.
Yeah. Jesse Pate was fourth in qualifying. Good run for Jesse, but he struggled. Something motor issues that kind of stalled his night. And then Cam Sorrells, who qualified well, started up front, went backwards in the race. Still good night for him. And then Tasker Phillips was quickest in Flight B. Clint Garner was second. Cam Martin was third. Good to have Cam Martin back at the racetrack. Ryan Levitt was fourth, and Josh Schneiderman was fifth. Another one, double duty, kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Good to see that out of the 49.
And hey, someone that we were missing, Ryan Giles was not feeling the greatest after his flip last week. So we want to send our best wishes to Ryan. It was very weird not seeing him around and not seeing two M's down there. So hopefully he rests up, gets healthy, and we can see him back here soon. Hopefully this weekend.
Absolutely.
But yeah, missed him. It was cool. We're getting to that point to where, I mean, it is June now, Blake, and just in a short few weeks, it's going to be big time money. We're going to have the month of money starting, and we're going to start seeing more and more guys running double duty to get ready for the 360 shootout or 360 nationals. And yeah, Josh Schneiderman has been qualifying well in both classes too, I feel like. And it's good to see.
Now I will say, I'm not putting it out there, but I'm not guaranteeing it, I should say, but feels like probably this Saturday will just be points drivers showing up. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of cars here for the Outlaws / high limits off. So they'll all be here. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it might be one of those where they probably will say just points guys, but I could be wrong. But
we have seen it in the past. So
they
would not
have
surprise
done it
me.
in the past. Yeah. So just a heads up, I don't expect like a ton of crossover on Saturday night. But Caleb Johnson won heat race number 1. Good to see him back in the Seidenkranz 64. Cade won heat race number 2. He was on a charge in heat race number 2. Josh Schneiderman won heat race number 3, and then Matt Jewell won heat race number 4. Jackson Gray was able to take the B main. In the feature, it was Clint Garner and Tasker Phillips on the front row, and Tasker got the early jump late after a couple laps. We had a caution. Tasker was able to get the restart, nailed the restart, slid up in front, and I was like, all right, race is over. Tasker has been the man all season. Got away in lap traffic, was gone. Nobody was going to catch him, and then we had a caution late. And Clint Garner timed the restart perfectly. Tasker went late, like really late, and he doesn't usually do that. Tasker went late into the QSI starting line, and then when she went going, Clint was right there, and it didn't matter if Clint went low in one or top in one. He was going to get there, and he just rocketed it around Tasker Phillips, and he just held on the entire way. That beautiful-looking number 40, Gage Stevens, I know he's listening. Gage was the one that kind of wrapped that thing in the offseason. He's proud of it. He should be proud of it. It goes to victory lane, and Clint wins his 49th 360 feature, second all-time still behind David Hessmer, but of all the people to win, I thought it was an absolutely perfect end to at least the 360 portion on Legends Night.
Absolutely. You put it perfectly in your tweet after the race. A legend wins on Legends Night. I thought that was a great way to put it. And, in a way, Tasker kind of called it to me. I was talking to him earlier in the night, and he was like, yeah, Clint starting up, potentially starting up front could be one to really watch out for. And little did he know that was going to come to fruition. But, man, yeah, I agree with you. Like, the way Tasker looked, especially in his heat race, like he was charging hard. And then that car just looked, it's always good. And that Tasker's going to wheel it. And when it usually takes off really well also. And Clint, just the experience, and he knows how to win. He had done it 48 times coming into the night. And I kind of looked up and was like, damn, he's going to go right around him. And he sure as hell did. And I thought it was cool. Sawyer starting on the pole as well. You never want to go backwards, but Sawyer and them, they're a new team for him. So it seems like they're kind of getting things rolling also. He's right there. I think he's still sitting third in points. I'd have to double check that. Solid podium finish for him. JJ Hickle was passing everybody in every class last night.
Yeah.
He was also making a charge there late from ninth. And I think that he probably, if it was maybe a couple more laps or another couple, restarts there at the end, I think that he may have had something to at least, get on the podium, or he may have been fast enough to, challenge for the win as well. And then Cade also, I forgot to mention this. I did do our behind the scenes kind of race night vlog with Cade. So we will walk through his night. We're not going to touch too much on it tonight, but you'll be able to watch it for that early this week on our YouTube.
Really neat. As we're recording, Houston's has just rained out. So,
boo.
Dang.
Could be Bill Baylog night in America, though.
Could be Bill Baylog night in America as we record this. But, yeah,
Carson
really
McCarl.
happy. Yeah, Carson McCarl. Good run for him. Is that where you
charged.
Yeah.
They struggled
11.
early in the night.
Yeah, plus 11. They've just kind of been fighting a couple handling things throughout the season, but now they're finally on top of it. Yeah, Clint picks up the win. Tasker Phillips is second. Sawyer Phillips third. JJ Hickle fourth. Good run for JJ. Cade was fifth. Caleb Johnson sixth. Matt Jewell seventh. Riley Goodnow was eighth. Carson McCarl is ninth, and Justin Henderson round out your top 10.
Tasker did take the points lead.
Leader. Yep.
Also, I was trying to sneak that in, and it didn't work, Blake. But yeah,
11
Tasker,
points.
11-point gap, and Clint Garner actually moved into third. He just barely jumped over Sawyer. He's got about 12 points on Sawyer. And then Ryan Levitt is in fifth. So
good for Ryan. He got all the way back up to the 11th with a car that probably wasn't put together like it could go to 11th. But what they've scrapped together, I was happy for that team.
They put together, or I think from what I heard, they got that thing finished up on race day. So
wow.
Not ideal. You are not wanting to thrash to get your stuff done, on race day, but he's had a tough go of it with steering gear and then some like front end part failures, and they were able to put together a solid night. I know, he probably wants to be solidly in the top 10. He finished 11th, but again, being able to put an entire night together, considering the adversity, and he passed 5 cars. So moving forward, it's good to see for them. Hopefully they can keep that momentum rolling.
35 total cars for your Leighton State Bank 410s. Brian Brown goes quick time. Jace Park was second in Flight A. Austin McCarl, Justin Henderson, and Jai Corbett. Welcome back, Jai Corbett. Good to see him at Knoxville. Flight
Quietly
B.
back.
Yeah. Flight B, Ryan Timms was first. Carson McCarl. Linton Jeffrey had good speed all night. Good to see Linton with good speed. Sawyer Phillips, and then Chris Martin. Brian Brown took heat race number 1. He was on a tear. Fourth to first. Car looked great all night long. We'll talk about the feature, but the car looked great for Brownie. Caleb wins both his heat races in one night. Heat race number 2 goes to Caleb. Chris Martin wins heat race number 3. Jamie Ball in heat race number 4. Xavier Doney wins the B main. Speaking of Xavier Doney, shout out his teammate Sammy Swindell, who was at Knoxville. Good to see Sammy back in the 74S. He will be in that car for Nationals, but it'll be a 1. It will not be a 74. It will be a 1. Hopefully it looks, they're probably going to paint it up just like on old Sammy car.
Probably.
Good to have Sammy back at the racetrack.
With Sammy on the side. I'm going to sneeze, Blake.
Yes. All right. He's going to sneeze real quick. I'll talk about Dane Kingshot as well, another Australian. It was good to see Dane here as well. Was able to make the feature. Happy for Kingshot. You could tell it was one of his first times at Knoxville. There were a couple times where it was like, hang on, Dane, but he did a great job. It was really awesome to see for him. The feature was pretty much green most of the way, and it was the Ryan Timms show. Ryan Timms wins by almost 10 seconds, 9.5 seconds. But don't let that fool you that it was probably race of the year up to this point, because the race from second to fifth was absolutely phenomenal. JJ Hickle is second. He goes plus 10 after blowing up the motor in hot laps, then having to go from sixth to third in his heat race. Gets all the way to the front. Justin Henderson's third. Austin McCarl is fourth. Brian Brown is fifth. We'll start out with Brian Brown. The guy starts in the 9th position. He didn't really like how the format was going. Expressed his displeasure with the format in a way last night. We'll put it at that, but I understand it. He then makes a charge. The best that car has looked. It dropped off as the racetrack kind of settled in a little bit more, but Brownie was fast. That was the best speed that he's shown all year.
For sure. And honestly, I think he very well could have finished second also.
Yes.
Between JJ, Justin Henderson, Austin McCarl, and Brian, like that was just, they were under a blanket for pretty much the entire race. And, I feel bad. I basically watched them the entire race because Ryan was gone.
Yeah.
But it was good to see, Brownie, he looked like he was on a mission. I think he, like he said, he was not happy with the format. And I think that kind of lit a fire under his ass as well. And, that's a little scary to think that, Brownie, he's in the top 5 pretty much, every week now, except for maybe 1 or 2. And I think they're trending, back in the right direction. And, man, like how many times in lap traffic was it just, one thing goes, this way and splitting lap cars and stuff. Like you said, the race of the year, it was so good, man. I mean, the racetrack was in mint condition too. Shout out to the track crew. They did a phenomenal job with the threat of potential weather, possibly coming in, and we got a great show for all 3 features. I thought
we could thank Mother Nature for the rain that we got the night before. I think that really helps, and
a little humidity to keep some moisture in it too.
And Timms was, for the people that were watching Timms up front, I was trying to keep up because Tony's calling the battle, so I'm just trying to watch Timms unless he gets into lap traffic or gets caught up in a wreck. He was just perfect. I mean, like, he did not make a single mistake. Maybe once he got stuck behind a guy a little too much, but as the race went on, JJ would get free. Ryan is still in lap traffic, and he was gaining a second per lap. I mean, it was truly unbelievable to watch Ryan Timms do that. Austin McCarl got up there, battled for second, third at a couple times. It's really hard to explain because the top 2 through 5 it was back and forth. Like the leaderboard just kept shifting. Everybody just kept trying sliders, but it was clean. It really felt like there was nothing egregious on anybody. Justin Henderson sat in third, and that's a respectable finish for them. But then JJ was the one that was really the mover. I mean, he got through them all, and by the time he said when he got off turn 2, he's like, I couldn't see Ryan. So he's like, I knew I really didn't have a shot. But it was a blast, man. It was an absolute blast. It was a heck of a race. You can appreciate Ryan Timms' dominance while he's got it and while he's here, and I'm going to do that. I think I'm excited to watch him next week with the Outlaws. I'd love to see him win a normal Outlaw show, but the battle behind him was just as good.
Yeah, and you mentioned JJ. We did do a video with him on our YouTube channel as well. I think we got about 7 or 8 minutes with him, so check that out. He guest host of the Knoxville Nights too, so that was fun with Matt Morrow. It was cool catching up with them. They've not had an easy night yet, and I know Matt said he's fine with that, but I don't think he wants it to be quite as crazy. And Ryan really outside of the, what was it, 2 weeks ago with the Outlaws when
he finished 12th or something.
Yeah, he said he screwed up in qualifying, and take that back and see what he could have done. That car, he still might have a damn podium streak going, and it's wild to think, like, on one hand, he stunk up the show, and it wasn't really a race for the win, but damn, it was good behind him. And you go down the order also, Terry McCarl has been pretty impressive.
To say, +4. I like 4. Terry's speed right now.
Yeah, man. And he hadn't been in a 410 all that consistently up until, jumping back in it, because he said himself that he doesn't really love racing his sons. Yeah. So getting back in that, he's been solid. And
all
Chris Martin,
in the top 10?
All McCarl's there. Yep. I think they started by each other again in either the heat race or the feature. Yep. Chris Martin was good. Caleb Johnson made strides again. I talked to him a little bit as well. They said they're just trying to continue to get better each week, and they sound like they're pretty happy with that. Still stuff to work on, but making improvements. And Jai Corbett, top 15 in his surprise return. Jace
Park
Park.
went forward +4. Tasker goes +7. I know he's happy to have that in the 410.
Schneiderman did too.
Yeah, just good runs all across the board, and another fun feature.
Pretty clean
for
and green.
410s.
Didn't tear up a ton of stuff either, which is always a positive.
Yeah,
don't
absolutely.
like seeing people.
Tough break
Crash
for Kelby
hits.
Watt. I will say that. Tough break for Kelby Watt. Started on the front row and then had that issue. It just stinks. Tough break for him.
Had a tough go.
Dropping in the points, unfortunately. Remember, he was 5th at one point, but 5th through 10th is like right together. So Ryan Timms leads by 315 points. He's going to have that race gap. He is going to be fine. They're going to be able to go to Eldora, and he's going to be able to get away. It'll be close again because Austin will stay. But
So with that, Blake, I was going to mention that. Frame it like this: like if you take that gap away, I mean, look at what first through
it's a crazy
fifth
battle.
is. Yeah.
If it wasn't for Austin's DQ at the Outlaw show, it'd be really interesting because where'd Austin finish? Like 8th or 6th or something? So I mean,
6th.
I don't think
6th.
it'd be that bad of a point gap. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just I'm happy for
We may
Ryan.
have ourselves a point championship
yeah.
race, honestly.
He's doing exactly what he said he wanted to do. He's like, we need that gap. And that's exactly what he's going to get. So Austin sits 2nd. J.J. Hickle's 3rd. Justin Henderson is 4th. Brian Brown is 5th. Chris Martin is 6th. Jace Park is 7th. Terry McCarl is 8th. Carson McCarl is 9th. And Kelby Watt round out your top 10. So another fun night of racing. We had a chance to sit down with the legendary Jack Herwehe after the night was over on a night that he was honored. Really fun chat with Jack. Let's go to that right now. Jack Herwehe joins us tonight here on Knoxville Nights. Jack, this was a night for you. It was a night for Randy Smith. It was a night for David Hesmer. Legends night. Did you have fun tonight?
Oh, it was a ball, and especially with them two, because you had Randy that doesn't talk much, David that does, but Randy did a nice job. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And thank Knoxville Raceway for putting us up in the suite. I mean, it's been a fun night.
It's a good night for it. It's pretty humid outside.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a good night in the suite. And good racing.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for a better night.
Grill him, Cade.
I'm not grilling him.
What do you mean?
You can have it.
You've never been in the flag stand, right?
First time, we were talking tonight. Maybe I watched a hot lap just to see what it was like when I was announcing. But yeah, it gives you a lot different perspective in the stands. You don't realize how close they are to the fence. I mean, if you come by the flag stand and get past on the high side, that he's got to have up on 2 wheels because they're close.
We were talking about this earlier. I was very surprised. You didn't just do like a little chintzy wave.
Oh, no.
You were ripping that thing.
I told him I was going to do it, and son-in-law said,
chickened
said, just hang it out. I said, no, I'm going to try doing it. And I'll pat myself in the back because Justin said, Doug Clark radio up to him and said, tell Jack you did a nice job.
I think it was Randy was the one that was like, he was scared. He was like, ooh. That's awesome.
Out here used to ripping the cars and
Yeah.
a little tentative.
It's a little different, though. It's different.
It is different.
You feel like just a superhero when you're in a race car. And then I can imagine being up above race cars. It's weird.
Yeah, and Randy said, he said that's a different view too,
Yeah.
or different for him at being a driver.
Yeah, for sure.
So how long were you an announcer here?
Well, according to Bachhoven's Pella math, it was 15 years. But I told him tonight, I said, well, Newton math, it was 17. 81 was my first year. 97, Randy said, well, that was my last year too. And I didn't realize that, but 97 was my last year.
And explain a little bit how you got started here.
Newton Kart Club. And the odd thing, it's go-karts, but they had motorcycles. And I'd always go to the flag stand because my brother-in-law was flagging. And I'd stay on the flag stand. They asked me if I wanted to just mention the bikes coming out. I did that, and I thought, I'm here and the fans are behind me, so I didn't have to look at them. And I thought, people paid to see this. Maybe I ought to, so I talked a little bit, and I thought I kind of like this. And next week I asked them if I could do the go-karts, and I did that for 6 years. I guess for me, back then, sprint car guys, their goal was to get to Indy 500.
Yeah.
My goal was to get to Knoxville. When Cappy finally gave me the call, I think he got tired of me bugging him and said, I'll just give him the job. I'm tired of him every year I'd hear Jack Miller's quitting, so I'd throw my name in the hat. But this was my 500. I mean, why would you want to go anywhere else to announce? I mean, I had no access, because he even asked me, you want to use this for a stepping stone? I said, why would? And that's why I told him, I said, this is my Indy 500.
Yeah.
And just for the fans, I used to think too, even when I announced, you'd go, boy, I wish they had this, or I wish we had better this or better that. And I started going to other tracks. And I'm thinking, we got it really good here. I mean, yeah, we could have better, but you go to other tracks, Knoxville Raceway takes care of the fans, in my opinion.
I see that a lot.
We've been going to places here a little bit more together. And I mean, it's easy to take this for granted.
Yeah, it is. Did you have a favorite guy that you just always liked interviewing? Like one that it just kind of felt like a good friendship, that it was just one that you always felt comfortable with and you always enjoyed?
Drank a lot of beers with?
Not really. Well, I did that some. No, because I always felt that was my worst part, doing the interviews.
Yeah.
So I never really.
I don't really like doing it a ton either.
Yeah.
Now look where you're at.
In the infield, I didn't like doing it.
I like talking, but not doing the interview. And I'd even I talked to Randy Smith, I think TJ Giddings, about doing a feature win. I said, I don't want to take away from the win, but I'd like people to get to know you as a driver, not just a driver, but Cade Higday is a person, not just a racer. But Randy said, he's the same thing. He said, I don't know how you do it. I said, so. But no, I never really had a favorite. I had a favorite driver.
Yeah.
Wolfgang, when I was coming watching.
I was just about to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. And then later on, Brad Doty. Because Doty, you couldn't ask for a better person with the crowd, the fans.
Yeah.
Still that way.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes.
And he did a good job transitioning from driving after he got hurt into the booth as well. I felt that, he did a really good job.
Right.
So.
Right.
How cool is it to see? I've always realized it's really hard to see, because you're involved in it still. You've been coming here forever. Have you taken a step back and just kind of looked at what all has changed as far as this place from when you were fresh here and then what it is now?
I couldn't do his job now. I mean, that's, I guess, and Tony and I was talking about it tonight. He was telling me, I said, I was getting to the point when they put me inside, ruined it for me. My job to me was to take care of the sponsors, drivers, and the fans. And now that you guys have got your, whatever you tweeting and TV, and I said, when they put me inside, it took me away from the atmosphere. I like to interact with fans. Right. I've never been real serious. Same way in the pits, before and after, joking with them, because when you strap that harness on, you're putting your life on the line.
Yep.
So let's have fun before and let's have fun afterwards.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
don't look at me like that.
So yeah, I felt when I got me inside, I got to where I wasn't enjoying it.
Right.
And it was almost like, I hope it rains out tonight. So and I thought before, I felt I wasn't doing the job I should be doing, the way I had been doing it. Yeah. Before the fans realized it, it's time to hang it up.
Because it has not always looked like it looks now, with the big suites and a lot of the grandstands. Like you used to announce outside on a platform.
It's nice, but for me announcing, I didn't like it. I like being out with the crowd, so they could yell at me and I could get, it just was more fun.
You never made cans thrown at you.
You never made anybody upset by a hot mic moment or anything, did you?
Yes, I did.
Been there, done that.
Who was that?
Hessmer.
Oh.
And then it was
ironic.
It was one of them, David had I think spun out or had trouble in turn 2 or 4, got out of the car and walking, and the mic was off. But it still picked it up.
Yeah, you thought it was off.
So we found out the hard way that you watch what you say because the mic will still pick it up. So.
Blake's had an unfortunate moment once before too. We give him a
Amateur
hard
classic,
time every
yeah.
once in a while.
And it wasn't even bad towards someone. It was just
No.
Yeah,
slip up.
Just
it was a word.
a naughty word. that was
Yeah.
slipped through.
What's one of the best races that you've called, that you've seen here that you had the chance to call? And is there a recording of it? Dirt Vision Vault's got a lot. Selfless promotion. for
And
Dirt
somebody
Vision.
has some VHS tapes
Yeah.
and some DVDs.
Yeah.
If you go back, do you know what a VHS is?
Yeah, I know what a VHS. I had VHS back at home when I was young.
But,
Yeah.
there's them, and I don't really have a.
Is there a
I-
Nationals that
I
stood out?
get probably the 1990 because my daughter was
Yep.
queen,
Yep.
and Bobby Allen won it,
Yep.
which I don't know. I think that was the last lap pass.
Yep. It was.
Sammy, had, I think, blown the power steering.
Yep, yep.
So he had a slick steering wheel, but never. I mean, Bobby, whether he had got him or not,
Yeah.
but he still got the win, and that was pretty neat for Bobby Allen to win it.
Talk a little bit about Cappy and what it was like working for and with him.
You couldn't have asked for a better promoter. He, like at our meetings, it'd be like, you guys know what you're doing, just go do your job. You know, and after my first year, I thought, well, shit, do I have a job? So I called down and never heard, and I talked to our lead. I said, so do I have a job announcing next year? I said, Cappy tell you don't? So no, he hasn't told me anything. He said, then you have a job. Said he won't tell you, but he'll tell you if you don't have one. Okay. No, he was great to work with. And he did so much for teams. I can remember one night, way back, that a guy was traveling, him and his wife, from Colorado, 2-week vacation. It rained out that night. And I don't know if they do now, but they paid tow money for regulars. And Cappy gave him out of his own pocket tow money, just to thank him for even coming. The next week, the guy come back and said the reason he come back, he said, my home track wouldn't do this. And for you guys to do this, I at least owed you that. So, and then Cappy more than once, I mean, he just, I know I'd talked to different drivers and said, we'd have a problem and have a meeting with Cappy through the week. And said we'd go in there mad, and said Cappy just was calm, easygoing. He said maybe not get what I wanted settled, but I come out of there satisfied. He just had I guess being a teacher, he had a way of dealing with you, but he was a good one.
And how special is it that he has his in a memorial race
I think that's
Sunday
good.
before
Yeah.
Nationals?
I
Cool
think
way to
that's
honor
really
him.
nice.
Yeah.
That's one of those kind of one-off deals too. You get Tony out in the grandstands, and Wade's always a
Wade's
character.
always- yeah.
He's always a
Just
character.
special.
They pulled you
Yeah,
in
it's awesome.
before too, which I
Yeah.
thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a cool event.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, and Wade does a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he feels a little bit different role here than he kind of does back
Yes,
home. Which,
he said here
versatile.
he's more of the fun.
Yeah.
But at home and for the fans, he does
He's the guy.
all races.
Yeah, he's the guy.
and drag racing, not only just dirt
yeah.
racing.
I think he'd probably call foot races if they'd ask him. I mean, yeah, he can do all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to turn this around. How did you get into announcing?
So
Is that your
here
job,
for racing?
or just because you do this? As a job?
Yeah, so I grew up. I would always I have those toy cars, and I just play them on the floor all the time. I love the radio part. I loved MRN, especially NASCAR. Listen to Barney Hall and all those guys, and I'd always listen to Tony here and whatnot, Blake Anderson, and I always knew what I wanted to do. When I went to high school, it was so weird because everyone's like, I don't know what I want to do in college, and I'm like, I knew what I wanted to do. Like, go right ahead. So I started calling high school games in high school, and then went up through college. I still call games, sporting events, and then 2023, winter of 2022 into 2023, I was really, really getting into sprint car racing as I got older, was living on my own, and I emailed Tony, and I was like, hey, you have just a media job, like something media. He's like, well, we don't have our infield reporter anymore. He's like, do you want to try that? So I met him at a coffee shop in Pella, and we got talking. He had never heard me. He had never done anything. And then that was it. I did it for a year in the infield. I was not good. I did not do well. Tony would tell you he almost got rid of me. And then for some reason, I don't really know why, I think Jason Reed was like, let's try him in the booth. I mean, he calls games. He's not a reporter. Let's put him in the booth. And then I got to call the Nationals when he got sick, and that was kind of it. But, yeah, I'd loved it ever since. And I go back and I watch your stuff all the time on the Dirt Vision Vault and whatnot. It is amazing how things have changed, how you call a race has changed.
Yep.
And the sponsors and everything else. And it's so ironic. You say you couldn't call it inside. I don't think I could call a race outside. It's just, and that's how it is. And it's not just because of the weather. It's just, I don't know. You're just not in your controlled environment.
See, and you guys get a printout of everything, and ours was on the magnets.
I was going to say, explain. I remember back in the day growing up, what would you do?
We had just a...
You didn't have my race pass.
No.
Magnet.
Yeah.
And the scores used to do that for time trial. And Tim Trier mentioned, he said, I had a notepad, about 3-4 pages, and try and keep them in order. And Tim said one night, he said, why don't we try the magnets? You start doing that. And I was kidding Randy tonight. I said at one time when he did the what he just said he drove for, I think he said he drove for 13 or 19 different owners. The year he won a point championship, 5 different owners here. I said, it got where I told him one night, I said, I'm going to just get a little piece of tape with your name on it, and I'm just going to say, Randy, what car do I put it on tonight?
Is there a reason they were magnets? Like, could they have been something else, or was it magnets so you could stick it to something?
No, so like your hop, or your for kitchen.
Yep.
We'd had the small ones for the heats, a big skinny one for the B, and a big one for the A's. We kept our own scoring, so we had everything right there. The car
I cannot
number,
imagine doing multitasking.
and it got where, like, if I'm calling the race, you would kind of keep the magnets.
Yeah. So
and
that way,
I just, would worry about the top 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I could look over and see. And then we'd have our unofficial.
Yeah.
We got caught on that one night, too. We just give our finish and the feature.
And it wasn't.
And it changed by Monday when the scores. So then we was told later, make sure you announce it's unofficial.
See, I wish there was videos of that, like the process and everything else.
I think Tony still has some of them.
Yes, he does.
Back then.
Or I thought, did he give him the Hall of Fame, or he was going to?
I think he will eventually. Yeah, but he's got magnets left over.
Yeah.
I think Blake Anderson still has.
Because I give him I had a box, and
Yep.
well, it was, I did all the 410s, and I don't, just because before I got the job, I didn't think they were plugging sponsors. So I asked Cappy if I could get into the pits just long enough to do that, and then I would give them a sheet of paper with car number and sponsors. I did that for one season just to, I had a driver one night, and I was announcing then, we won't mention his name, but he come in, was just getting started, and he said, I can't really afford to come here, but I'd like to race here weekly. This is early in the season. I said, what do you got for sponsors? He said, I don't have any. I looked at the car, and I said, well, you got, Walker Oil. You got Walker Oil. He said, but he only gives me a case of oil. I said, I don't care what he gives you.
Sponsors.
I said, if you want it mentioned, he said, you'd mention? I said, yes. I said, then if he hears or somebody says, I heard your name, maybe you'll get that case of oil. I said, maybe you get 2 cases.
Right.
He said, well, yeah, if you'll do that. I said, yeah, anybody? He said, well, he gave me a couple, 3, and he ended up making the whole season.
That still happens today.
And I know who you're talking about. Yeah. He is one of the best racers that's ever come through here.
Yeah.
One of the most successful at Knoxville Raceway ever.
But, that'll happen today. There will be guys that show up. They'll have decals on the car. It's like, there's somebody on the car.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeah.
And I know some of them may not want it. They just, it's on there for whatever reason.
Paid. Yeah,
but I said, I don't care. I don't what they give you, how much they give you. If you want a name mentioned. And in fact, Butch Young come down one night or after the races, and I don't know if you know about Butch Young.
No.
And then he hollered at me, and I thought, oh, shit. And I said, Jack, come here. Because I'd always, after races, walk around and bullet set and maybe have a beer. But
maybe.
And I went over, and he goes,
just one.
I want to thank you for mentioning and it was a sponsor in Des Moines. He said, he come down last week and said, I'm tired of sitting in the stands and hearing all these sponsors. I'd like to hear my company.
Yeah.
He said, what it cost me to put and he told him, and he said, if it wouldn't be for you plugging the sponsors, I wouldn't have him. Yeah. So
I'll never forget Sawyer Phillips got Mid-State Precast Products on a couple of years ago, And he told me in the pit, he's like, this is their first night. He's like, just throw them on the car. Well, he ended up winning, and I remember saying something coming off floor. I'm like, you got mid-state precast products on, whatever. I got an email from the president of that company who was like, hey, man, I really appreciate it. He's like, we didn't expect that night one. But people appreciate that kind of thing for sponsorships.
So just like his dad, who is going to be joining you in the Knoxville Raceway Hall of Fame, you've spent many years here. What was that? Was it 01 or 03?
03, when I went in?
Yes.
03.
Yes. What did that mean to you?
Oh, it meant a lot. I mean, this is, like I said, this is my Indy 500, and then to be in the Hall of Fame and to be in with drivers, I mean, that really, really deserve to be in. You know, and I went out, I think it was Rocky Hodges, Junior Parkinson Sr., and I forget who the third one, and then me.
It was a big class.
Yeah. But I have one more question, because I know how you got into doing this. I want to ask Cade. How I know your dad raced, but did you get into anything before you got into a sprint car racing?
I raced go-karts for a little bit, but we pretty much, I mean, every Saturday we were here.
Yeah.
I didn't get to race a whole lot. We'd run, I don't know, 8 to 10 go-kart races a year at Newton, actually.
Okay.
And, I mean, that was pretty much it. And then, like, I was 13, and my dad's like, hey, I want to buy you a 305, and we're going to go have some fun. And I was like, all right, cool. And it's funny to look back at that. That was 14 years ago at this point. It's crazy to think about that, but yeah, not a lot of racing for me early, but it picked up quick.
Yeah.
And now I don't know how many know, but now it's not your dad's car. You own the team now.
Yep.
Owner, driver. That way you get all the money.
Yeah, what money? That's tough too. I mean, I say it on here a lot, but owning and driving is probably the hardest thing in the world to do. And I'm fortunate. I have a lot of really good sponsors, and my dad takes care of a lot for me. So it's cool to have him still involved. And this year is really special for us. We're having a good year, and he's getting inducted in the Hall of Fame. It's really special for us too.
And I can back up what you're talking about, because I had a couple different owners tell me their drivers, they said, we'll never know how good they could be because they're driving to my budget. Yeah. And they know what I can afford. And if they won't take that slide job, because if they don't work, we may be out a week, 2 weeks, or for the season.
He doesn't think that way.
I was going to say, I'm fortunate in that aspect. I own it and drive it, and as soon as I put my helmet on, my brain shuts off as far as an owner goes, and I just.
Are you saying you have the dummy switch that Tasker has too?
I'm getting there. I'm getting a lot better.
You're learning how to switch.
Yeah. Normally, running 15th, I still have the dummy switch that I switch off, but like top fives,
hang in there.
Dummy switches off for sure.
I got one more question for you, Jack. I see a lot of people in any effort of racing, once they're done or they retire, they just kind of leave it. Like they just kind of move on and they don't come back to it. You retired and you're still coming here every single night, every single Saturday that we're here. I know you said it's your Indy 500, but why do you just keep coming back?
I like sprint cars. I don't care that much. I don't follow NASCAR. I don't follow Indy other than maybe the Indy 500, but since I've been here, I love this place. It's just, I know, well, I used to know a lot of people, but shit, now they're either don't come anymore or they're dead. And, now it's the kids. I'll see a guy, no, shit, I announced his dad. But no, I quit for a little bit because I just
needed a break.
Yeah. And then I thought, about like Mike Brooks, when I asked him when he retired, it's still coming. Like he said, he lived in Knoxville. Yeah. He said, what else you going to do on Saturday night in Knoxville? So, and I was the same way. I said, I just love coming.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And now I got the grandson.
Yeah, now we're in it.
Got him into it.
That's your fault, too. I'm thankful. I love this place, too. I've met people like you guys, and we're doing stuff like this, and I have followed in your footsteps a lot more than I have realized, and it's really cool and special to me. So I'm glad that we got all three of us to do this with him also, because I've made a lot of memories thanks to you.
Because I'm
glad to see that they recognize your contributions here, because you put a lot of time, and I know this means a lot to you.
Yeah, and you three, and I've told all of you this before, but you three are a good combination, because you got the however you want to put it, well,
The background of a different perspective upstairs.
and
Yeah.
as management, you
Yeah.
got the management, you got the driver owner side, the
Yeah.
racing side, and Josh has more of the fan side.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you guys, plus for being friends, that
Yep.
you guys make a nice combination.
Thank
You
you.
guys
Thank
do
you.
a great
Yeah,
job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you've even come out of your shell and talked.
I know.
I was
it's
gonna
weird.
say.
It's weird.
And we got a freaking cheering section up there.
I was gonna say. I
Yelling
mean, it's
loud.
getting.
Yes, and we were talking about that, or you was
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
Sitting in the stands, yes, you do have a
There's a
fan
crowd
base
There's
in
a
the
crowd
stands.
I'm
That's
glad
awesome.
people get to see it because you're a good dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Even as much shit as I give you and you give me.
And even if you screw up and
Yeah.
go backwards and then come back forward and just try and make a fun night out of it.
See, I've always said if I don't talk shit to you, I'm probably not your friend. So
There's
that's
plenty.
why,
There are
that's
plenty
why
of
we all
me.
talk shit to each other.
Well, in saying that, Cliff Woodward, him and I'd always back and forth. And one night we were talking and a fan standing there and he said, don't he like you? When he said, if he was talking good, nice to me, I would think he was pissed at me.
Kate still likes if I hug him.
Yeah.
All good.
Nerd.
All right. Well, Jack, we appreciate
Well,
your time tonight.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you
for
for
joining
having
us.
me on. You guys, like I said, you guys do a fantastic job.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jack.
And glad to see you picked up Jack Co to keep you rolling.
Heck
All right.
yeah.
Maybe
You-
you can pick up another one.
Do
So
you-
you people out there, if you want to help out,
Listen to him.
they will take your money and be happy with it.
Can you end us off by looking at the camera and saying it's Knoxville Night in America?
It's Knoxville Night in America, brought to you every Saturday night.
Love
yeah,
it.
forgot about that.
Absolutely love it.
Another great conversation with Jack Herwehe. Glad we were able to get that in. That was an awesome interview. We talked about that in the beginning, but yeah, good to sit down with Jack and one of the legendary voices, one of the legendary people around the sprint car capital of the world.
I'm biased, but I agree with that. And I'm thankful that we were able to do that. I know my family really enjoyed it and glad that we have that, Blake.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we appreciate everyone for watching tonight. What do we got coming up next? Well, Knoxville Nights will be live from the track next week for the premier Chevy Dealers Clash with the World of Outlaws and NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. We expect an absolutely full field. The high limit is off. They're already going to be in the state because they race at Harlan on Thursday night, so expect most, if not all, of the high limit field to be in town. Expect maybe Kyle Larson. Expect maybe Corey Day. I'm just throwing it out there. There's a good chance this is usually the race that those guys show up at. So it's going to be a busy week. We hope to see everyone at the racetrack. Walker's Walkthrough will drop on Friday morning at 8 a.m. We're just going to do one episode again for those multi-day weeks. There will be no Sprint Car Nights episode this week. Going to take the week off as we get set to go for a big week of action. Josh and I are headed out to Shelby County on Thursday, weather pending. Hopefully the weather holds off, but we're headed out to Shelby County to check out the racing at Shelby County for Iowa Lottery Night in Harlan. So we hope to see a fun show there. We'll try to get some content done as well. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube.
Cade's vlog will replace Sprint Car Nights this week, so look for that on Tuesday.
Perfect. Subscribe on YouTube. Create a Dirt Vision account. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other platforms. If you're listening this far into the show, my shirt is Ryan Timms, and it has a surfboard on it. Comment a surfboard emoji. It kind of felt like it was surfing weather yesterday at the track. It was that hot. But if you've listened this far, leave a surfboard emoji. What do we got so far? We got a beaver emoji,
eagle.
we got eagle, and a surfboard. We're just going to keep on rolling. So surfboard emoji if you're still listening.
Damn, you know what, Blake? We really messed up. We should have had corn cobs in the last episode.
I know.
We dropped the
Messed
ball
up.
on that one.
Messed up. What are we going to do for the Chevy Dealers Clash? A car.
The car.
There's no Chevy dealer.
Because I don't think
no
there's bow
Chevy
tie
logo.
like emojis either, so
Yeah,
I can't
bow
do that.
tie. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other platforms. Make sure to leave 5 stars. We greatly appreciate it. Leave a like on this video. We appreciate it as well. Follow Knoxville Nights on all of our social media platforms. Josh and I and Cade's all below. And don't forget to check out our merch at shoptrackthreads.com. That will do it for us. We'll see everyone next week. Thanks for watching Knoxville Nights.